Welcome in to this edition of PDL Weekly. My name's Nicholas Murray. Very pleased to be joined by Ryan Brooks, Senior Director of the PDL. And Ryan, Tuesday night, banner night for the league. We have 4 teams advanced to the third round of the US Open Cup, with Reading United taking a great victory against the Harrisburg City Islanders. Ocean City Nor'easters are upsetting the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And then 2 dramatic wins, with the Des Moines Menace getting a late goal against Minnesota United, and FC Tucson winning in a penalty shootout against the San Antonio Scorpions. I know I was excited on Tuesday night. How was it for you?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I was looking through on Twitter, and I'm going through my phone and just watching the updates, and it was really exciting. I mean, there were 12 games going on at one time, and it was exciting from my point, to see all those games. Obviously, I was only able to see one of them. I went to Ocala to watch them play. They only lost 2-1, so had a good showing in that. But for 4 to go through, I'm very excited.
First time that's happened since 2004, and just now a big opportunity for all 4 of those teams. We've got Reading heading to Red Bull Arena to face New York Red Bulls. Ocean City going to play the Philadelphia Union at PPL Park. Big matchup for Des Moines and their goalkeeper Scott Angevine, who'll go back to Sporting Kansas City, played for them last season. And then FC Tucson, already beaten 2 professional teams. Now they get to take on the Houston Dynamo next week in the third round.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you have Tucson. They've beaten already 2 pro teams. That's unbelievable right now for them to beat 2. Obviously, for them to beat 3 for an MLS squad would be even better. But I'm really hoping for maybe 1, 2. That would be great in my mind.
Big opportunity for Reading United. They have some very good young players, some players that are hopefully going to be in MLS very soon indeed, like Stephen Newman. Big chance for them to go up against the Red Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, they want to be pros. I mean, the guys on Reading, the guys on Ocean City, the guys on Tucson, the guys in Des Moines, they want to be pros. That's why they're playing in the PDL. So not only do they want to be, in the level of USL Pro, but they want to be MLS players. So here's your opportunity. Give it a shot.
Great team performances in midweek. Last weekend, we had an outstanding individual performance by the Michigan Bucks' Zach Steinberger. He was our player of the week, 3 goals and 2 assists in their 5-0 win against the Chicago Inferno. And I got a chance to talk to him a little bit this week. You can look for that interview on Friday on the league website. Just a really good young player, and another player who's coming through that Michigan pipeline and seems like he might be headed to the pros one day.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Duggan's done a great job of bringing in good quality players. 3 goals and 2 assists to be a part of all 5 goals for your win. I haven't really seen that before. I mean, have you? I mean, that's something that's really historic for him, and I'm excited for him. And excited for the team, and I think Michigan Bucks are going to be a good team.
A couple of other good individual performances. Really good to see Manny Andrade scoring a couple of goals as the Real Boston Rams took their first victory. Had a really good opening win for Oklahoma City FC, weather delayed, but a nice 3-1 win against the El Paso Patriots on Sunday morning. And then you got some other teams out there, like FC London, wins their first 2 games, including last night against the Toronto Lynx, and the Victoria Highlanders reeling off 3 straight wins to start the season. There's some very interesting teams out there and some very strong performances to get right out of the gate with some of these teams.
Yeah, Oklahoma had to deal with the weather issues, obviously, that's going on down there. So they had to play Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that was difficult. They stopped at the 31st minute. They were up 1-0, and then continued on with a 3-1 victory. It said 1,200 fans, so hopefully many of them stayed for the following day. We hope. But great performance by them. First win. It couldn't be better. And then you have Victoria, who's 3-0 right now. So right now they're really favorable as far as the home games, and hopefully that can continue, because later in the season they're going to really have to be going on away, and you never know what can happen on away teams.
Now Real Boston, they go to Ottawa this weekend. The Fury, the defending division champions, and they were 1 win away from the Final Four last year, opened the season against Real Boston. Be interesting to see what the Fury bring back this year. They've got some very interesting pieces, including a guy they brought in from last year's champion FC London in Carl Hayworth, who was very integral to that team's success last year.
Yeah, I mean, they've brought in some. They've kept some of their players, obviously, and there's some of their core guys, and they've brought in others, and I'm interested to see how they're going forward. I'm interested to see how they're going to have their games, especially versus a good quality opponent versus Boston, and hopefully they can be a good match.
A couple of other really interesting games on Saturday night slate as well, where we've got matchups of playoff teams from last season. You've got Laredo going to face Austin. You've got Tucson going to face Ventura County. Those are two really big games on this weekend slate.
Oh, I'm excited to see those results. You have 4 Open Cup teams that are playing against each other. Obviously, travel is going to be an issue because they've had to play the previous Tuesday. I know that a lot of them were on the road. Were driving. I spoke to them on the phone at Tucson, and they were still driving. I expected them to have a rest day, and then they're driving for such a far distance. But those 2 matchups for me are extremely intriguing for this coming up weekend.
Well, you can stay up to date with all of the action in the PDL throughout the weekend on Twitter and the league's Facebook page. We hope you'll join us this time again next week as we look back at the 3rd round of the Open Cup and ahead to the following weekend's action. But for now, my name's Nicholas. Thanks to Ryan. We hope to see you again next week.